When your ankles swell or your legs feel heavy by evening, it isn't just age catching up. These are signs that blood isn't circulating well and fluid is pooling where it shouldn't, left unchecked. This extra pressure makes muscles weaker, joints stiffer, and even simple walks feel harder. Many older adults brush it off as nothing serious, but circulation problems and fluid retention are early warnings the body can't afford to ignore. They quietly strain the heart and raise the risk of cramps and nighttime discomfort. The good news is that natural help exists. One of the most talked about remedies right now is a simple drink made from dandelion greens, ginger, cinnamon, and green apple. Far from being just another wellness trend, this blend works on two fronts, flushing out excess fluid and warming the circulation so legs feel lighter and energy flows more freely. If stronger legs and steadier steps matter to you, stay tuned, and while you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who might need it too. For most of us, the word dandelion brings to mind a weed in the garden or a flower children blow in the wind. Rarely do we think of it as food. Yet the leaves of this humble plant have been valued in traditional medicine for centuries because of one special property: they help the body release excess fluid. In modern terms, they act as a gentle, natural diuretic. When our bodies hold on to too much water, it doesn't just make the ankles puff up. That fluid presses on muscles and veins, making the legs feel sluggish and heavy. The longer the fluid lingers, the more it interferes with circulation. Blood has a harder time carrying oxygen to the tissues, and the waste products that should be flushed away linger in the bloodstream. It becomes a cycle that not only makes us tired, but also increases the strain on the heart. Science has taken a closer look at this old remedy. A small but insightful study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that dandelion leaf extract increased urine output in participants within just a few hours. This confirmed what traditional healers had observed for centuries: dandelion greens really do help the body let go of excess water. For seniors who struggle with swelling in the legs, this effect can mean more than cosmetic relief. It can restore a sense of lightness, reduce the evening heaviness that makes walking unpleasant, and even lessen nighttime cramps triggered by fluid imbalance. Of course, there's an important point we must acknowledge. Many people enjoy foods high in salt soups, cured meats, and quick snacks. These habits, while comforting, make the body hold on to even more fluid. It's not easy to change those patterns overnight, but adding something like dandelion greens into the routine is a gentle first step. Even a small serving, blended into a drink or added to a salad, can support the kidneys in releasing what the body doesn't need. Over time, the swelling lessens. The shoes fit more comfortably, and the legs move with less resistance. Taste is often a concern. Dandelion leaves have a natural bitterness that can feel sharp if you aren't used to it. But in this drink, that bitterness is balanced by green apple and softened by the warmth of ginger and cinnamon. Instead of being unpleasant, it becomes refreshing. A reminder that medicine from nature doesn't have to feel like a punishment. There is also reassurance in knowing this is not about extreme change. No one is asking you to abandon favorite meals or give up comfort foods forever. What works best is a gradual approach, lowering the salt little by little, and at the same time, bringing in ingredients like dandelion greens that help the body reset its balance. That way, the shift feels natural, not forced. As you listen now, picture the difference: less swelling at the end of the day, lighter steps when you rise in the morning, and muscles that feel supported instead of burdened. These are not distant goals. They are simple changes that can be felt quickly when we use nature's tools wisely. And dandelion greens are just the start. In a moment, well, look at how warming spices ginger and cinnamon add a second layer of support by boosting circulation itself, sending oxygen and nutrients into the legs where they are needed most. When legs feel cold, stiff, or weighed down, many older adults assume it's simply part of aging. In truth, poor circulation is often the hidden reason. blood moves more slowly. Oxygen delivery falls behind, and muscles begin to complain. This is where two familiar spices, ginger and cinnamon, step in. Not as decorations in a kitchen jar, but as allies that bring warmth and flow back into the bloodstream. Ginger contains natural compounds known as gingerols. These act directly on the walls of blood vessels, encouraging them to relax and widen. Think of it as opening up a highway during rush hour. The lanes expand, traffic flows more freely, and oxygen-rich blood reaches the legs with less resistance. Cinnamon works differently. Its key component, cinnamaldehyde, supports the delicate lining of arteries, reduces inflammation, and helps regulate blood sugar. Balanced sugar levels mean less long-term damage to blood vessels and steadier energy throughout the day. Science supports what tradition has long suggested. In a controlled study reported in Food and Function, cinnamon consumption was linked to measurable improvements in vascular elasticity, while separate investigations found ginger reduced blood thickness, making circulation smoother. For seniors, that translates into fewer cramps at night, less swelling in the ankles, and more confidence with every step. Yet we know habits don't change overnight. Many people rely on strong coffee or salty broths when they feel sluggish. These quick fixes provide temporary alertness, but constrict blood vessels and worsen circulation over time. Shifting toward ginger and cinnamon feels unfamiliar at first, but once they are blended into a smoothie or simmered in tea, they create warmth without strain. Instead of jittery energy or water retention, the body receives steady support. Practical application is simple. A slice of fresh ginger steeped in hot water, paired with a sprinkle of cinnamon, makes a soothing drink in the evening. In the recipe we're exploring today, ginger's sharpness is softened by the sweetness of apple, while cinnamon adds comfort without excess sugar. This combination not only pleases the palate, but also works in the background, protecting vessels and energizing tired muscles. The key is consistency. Adding these spices occasionally will not transform circulation, but including them regularly, whether in tea, in oatmeal, or in this smoothie, builds a foundation for healthier blood flow. Over weeks, seniors often notice their legs no longer feel icy in winter. Their morning walks become smoother, and the heaviness that used to settle in the evening lifts away. We also need to acknowledge that taste memory is powerful. If you are used to the sharp kick of coffee or the comfort of salty broth, replacing it with a spice blend may seem unappealing at first. That's why gradual steps are important. Try alternating one day your usual choice, the next day a warm ginger cinnamon drink. In time, the body starts to associate these spices with comfort and energy, making the transition natural instead of forced. What emerges is more than better circulation. It is a sense of inner warmth, steadier energy, and renewed confidence in your legs. Ginger and cinnamon may sound simple, but together they form a natural therapy that works quietly each day, helping the heart and vessels keep pace with life's demands. And circulation is only one part of the story. The body also needs antioxidants to protect its tissues and fight the small but steady damage caused by free radicals. That is where the next ingredient, green apple, comes in, bringing freshness, balance, and a shield for the muscles and vessels we depend on. After flushing away excess fluid with dandelion greens and warming the bloodstream with ginger and cinnamon, the body still needs something that shields its tissues from deeper harm. This is where green apple steps in, not just for its crisp taste, but for its wealth of antioxidants and gentle balance. As we age, oxidative stress quietly eats away at our muscles, vessels, and nerves. It is like rust forming on metal, slow, steady, and damaging over time. Green apples provide vitamin C and plant compounds like flavonoids that act as rust removers, neutralizing the free radicals that otherwise weaken vessel walls and stiffen joints. A diet rich in these antioxidants has been consistently linked to lower risks of cardiovascular disease, because the arteries stay more flexible and blood moves with less resistance. A paper in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that regular consumption of flavonoid-rich fruits lowered markers of inflammation in older adults. This is more than a lab result. It means that the simple act of eating fruit, like green apples, can directly help the legs feel lighter, the ankles less swollen, and the risk of sudden vascular problems reduced. Taste matters. 2. Dandelion greens are bitter, ginger is sharp, and cinnamon is warm. Green apple balances them all with crisp sweetness, turning the drink from a remedy into something you actually want to enjoy daily. For seniors who often hesitate with health tonics that taste unpleasant, this balance makes consistency possible. We should also acknowledge the habits many people carry. It is common to reach for pastries, sweet snacks, or processed desserts for comfort in the afternoon. Those choices briefly lift the mood, but flood the blood with sugar, leading to spikes and crashes that strain the vessels further. A smoothie with green apple offers the same refreshing lift, but without the crash, providing steady energy that feels natural instead of forced. Practical use is simple. 1 fresh green apple, sliced and blended with the other ingredients, creates a texture that is light and drinkable. The fiber in the peel supports digestion, helping the gut process food more evenly, which indirectly reduces inflammation throughout the body. Seniors who sometimes struggle with constipation may find this extra benefit especially welcome. Over time, the role of the green apple becomes clear. It is the shield that guards tissues from silent wear, the flavor that ties bitter and spicy elements together, and the daily refreshment that keeps the habit enjoyable. When paired with dandelion greens, ginger, and cinnamon, it makes the drink complete something that not only works but also delights. And this leads us to the most practical part of all. Knowing the ingredients is one thing, but understanding how to prepare, when to drink, and how to make it fit into real life is what turns knowledge into results. That is where we now turn the application. We've explored what each ingredient can do, but the real difference comes when this drink moves from idea into habit. Many older adults hear about health remedies yet hesitate, thinking it will be too complicated, take too much time, or taste unpleasant. That is why this recipe is designed to be simple, balanced, and easy to fold into daily routines without stress. Preparation requires only 4 ingredients: a small handful of fresh dandelion greens, a thumb-sized piece of ginger, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1 crisp green apple. Wash the greens well to remove any soil. Slice the apple with the peel on for added fiber. Peel and grate the ginger for a stronger flavor, or slice it thin if you prefer a milder note. Add everything into a blender with about 250 milliliters of water. Blend until smooth, and pour into a glass. The result is a drink that tastes fresh, slightly spicy, with a gentle sweetness that balances the bitterness of the greens. Timing matters. For best results, enjoy it mid-morning or in the early afternoon, when circulation tends to slow and legs often feel heavy. Drinking it regularly, about 3 to 4 times per week, builds consistency. Some people may wish to try it daily at first, then find a rhythm that feels sustainable. The body responds gradually, not overnight, so patience is key. Safety is an important consideration. Dandelion greens are natural diuretics, meaning they increase urine flow. For most people, this is safe, but those taking prescribed diuretics or certain medications for heart or kidney conditions should check with their doctor first. Ginger and cinnamon are generally safe in culinary amounts, yet very high doses may interact with blood thinners. For diabetics, the natural sugar in apples is modest, but it still counts toward daily intake. The rule is simple. Enjoy the recipe as part of a balanced diet, not as a cure-all or replacement for prescribed care. Adapting the recipe to taste can make it easier to maintain. If the flavor feels too strong at first, add half a banana or a few slices of pear for more natural sweetness. If you prefer more spice, increase the ginger slightly or add a pinch of turmeric. The goal is to make the drink something you look forward to, rather than something you force yourself to swallow. The more enjoyable it feels, the more likely you are to stay consistent. Building a ritual around it can also help. Preparing the smoothie in the morning can become a gentle reminder that you are taking action to support your legs, your circulation, and your independence. Some seniors even like to prepare extra and store a portion in the refrigerator to drink the following day. This sense of readiness removes excuses and makes the habit easier to follow. The truth is, no single drink will transform health in isolation. But when combined with other smart choices, moderating salt intake, staying active with light exercise, and eating fresh fruits and vegetables, this blend becomes part of a larger strategy for maintaining vitality after 60. Small actions, taken steadily, accumulate into big results. We began today with a warning. When ankles swell, when legs feel heavy, or when shoes feel tighter by evening, these are not minor inconveniences. They are signals that blood is not flowing as it should, and that fluid is pooling in places it does not belong. Ignoring these warnings allows stress to quietly build in the vessels, and for older adults, this can open the door to cramps, poor sleep, and even stroke. That is why small, steady changes matter. We explored how dandelion greens act as a natural cleanser, flushing out excess water and easing the burden on tired legs. We looked at ginger and cinnamon, two everyday spices that warm circulation, relax stiff arteries, and calm inflammation. We added green apple, both for its crisp flavor and for the antioxidants that protect vessels from oxidative stress, the same stress that accelerates aging in muscles and joints. Finally, we saw how blending them into one simple drink turns nutrition into action, because health only improves when knowledge becomes a habit. The lesson is not that one drink will cure everything. Rather, it is that consistent, natural steps build resilience. For those on medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney conditions, checking with a healthcare provider first is always wise. But for most, this blend can fit gently into daily life, refreshing, safe, and easy to prepare. And now comes the invitation. Try the recipe this week. Pay attention to how your legs feel after a few days. Share the experience with a spouse, a friend, or a neighbor who also struggles with circulation. Let this be more than just another tip you heard online. Let it be the first step toward steadier energy and stronger independence. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who could benefit. Together, we can turn everyday choices into protection for the years ahead.